Now, Minister for Lands Daudi Migereko this week refuted allegations levied against him for his involvement in false compensation of occupants along the Entebbe Express Highway along several other irregularities. Migereko, who appeared before the UNRA probe, described allegations made him as baseless. He added that in his lands ministerial post, he has encountered several challenges and he cannot own the same property, arguing that even his children suffer the cause and it is hard for them to apply for any job in Uganda. Details of this story. While appearing before the UNRA Commission of Inquiry into the mismanagement, abuse of office and corruption practices, Minister for Lands Daudi Migereko told the Commission that the allegations pressed on him are baseless.
Somebody who also holds a public office but happens to have an interest somewhere stands up to say that a minister forged a land title on behalf of a company so when fully knowing that ministers really do not handle land titles at all, then it is a bit unfortunate.
Migereko says that as a minister, he has no doubt and leveled to the Commission that he has performed to his expectations.
And I can assure you, my Lord, throughout my years of service, I have tried to make sure that I observe those standards. I observe those standards. The issues of companies, and I believe here you have in mind the Madivanis.
That's right.
I really don't know how best I could have handled this situation, because they got into this land years before I got into this ministry.
That's right.
Migereko, however, confessed that there are some irregularities, most especially in the land acquisition department, which has often led to hiring of foreign experts.
We are handling this today is not the right way. And I'm sure in your interactions with the Ministry of Works and UNRA, this must have come out, because for us in lands to be in a position to come out with a position on acquisition of land, we need to get a request from Ministry of Works, from UNRA, and then we can be in a position to move.
Migereko says that due to the allegations, he has lost his dignity and he finds it difficult owning property.
Because you're a minister, don't acquire land until you get out of Ministry of Lands, until you are sacked, then you start parading the streets and offices to find a fallback position. It's a very interesting situation, very interesting. But that's the problem the country really faces, that when you reach a certain point, you are only supposed to be seen in your office. I'm not even supposed to have a garden.
Yeah, judges are not allowed to work. I hope you know that.
But at least you are well located, my Lord. You are well located.
He adds that even his children have felt the pain because for several times they have been denied jobs, besides having the required qualifications.
Every attempt to apply for land for business development has run into problems because they are the children of a minister. Now,
the Minister of Land, for that reason.
For that matter. So there has been this debate, maybe they should relocate to Congo or Zambia until such a time that I'm no longer minister in this country. But this country also needs manpower.
Migereko for several times has been being pointed at by different individuals who have appeared before the UNRA probe for engaging in false land compensation along Entebbe Express Highway. The same commission gave the former legal advisor to Uganda National Roads Authority, Marvin Byalhanga, a difficult time after Lady Justice Catherine Bamgemere tasked him to declare the source of his financial wealth accumulation. Speaking at pain, Byalhanga had no option but to expose a lot of irregularities that were made under his watchful eye, but he testified that at several times he was forced to sign contracts without offering his legal opinion. We have the details.
While appearing before the UNRA Commission of Inquiry into the mismanagement, abuse of office and corruption practices in the body, the former UNRA legal counsel Marvin Byalhanga had had time convincing the commission of his deeds while in office.
Confirm that you are actually incapable of recognizing simple legal issues that were important in such a contract?
Which simple legal issues now? Which one is here?
Marvin confessed that he signed many documents and contracts of authority forcefully by his superiors, most of them against his conscience.
Know how fuel was being procured in UNRA?
I was not involved in the procurement of fuel in any way.
The commission found lots of losses caused by the UNRA staff as a result of signing documents recklessly without much perusal, a habit that contributed to the loss of billions of the taxpayers' money. The contracts in question were mostly during the construction of Kawempe, Kafu Stretch on Kampala-Gulu Highway. When asked whether he felt he was doing his role, Councillor Byararuha told the committee that it was the very reason he was suspended by his superiors.
It was again legal advice. Purely legal advice. You can't believe it, my lord.
Can you expand on that? What was it, a good legal advice or a bad one you gave?
I thought it was good legal advice, but I think it's been, my bosses didn't think so.
However, during the interrogation, Justice Bamgemereule lost her cool after the witness behaved in a manner that was deemed as undermining the authority of the commission.
This is an inquiry. This is not, I don't know what you actually mean. This is an inquiry, okay?
Yes, my lord.
And everything we're doing leads to an inquiry. We are not even a court of law that we are going to make a decision. We're actually inquiring. We are investigating and inquiring. So all our questions are investigatory, they are inquisitory, they are inquiring. You have one obligation to this commission to answer.
Early alone, the commission had asked Byararuha to declare his assets to the commission, which he did. The judge realized that he had not fully exhausted the list for which he would be charged with false declaration. Justice Bamgemereire read to him the full list, which Byararuha denied annoying the chairperson.
Out of UNRA, you could live on a salary of 5 million. After all, you could build an apartment complex in Rosira, an apartment complex in
but those are not
Nakawa,
properties,
and an apartment everywhere.
Yeah,
Isn't it true? Isn't it true that you even have another house in Entebbe? And
It
that
is.
your father warned you that you're going to go to prison because of the wealth you were amassing? Isn't it true?
It's not
Isn't
true.
it true that actually you are a person who lives on the edge and you even fear to live in your own house? Isn't it true?
No, my lord.
Okay.
That's not true.
Be happy for us to ask the authorities to proceed against it.
It's okay, my lord.
Is that all right?
That's not my property.
Is that fine?
That's
You're
not
willing
fine.
to let the state take over this property?
It's not my property.
That is good. That is all right. If that is how you want it, that is fine.
The commission resumes tomorrow with Land Minister Daudi Migereko expected to appear after several days of failure. Migereko was allegedly involved in the forced compensation of occupants along the Entebbe Express Highway, along several others irregularities.
Also this week, the Democratic Party President General Norbert Mao threatened to fire big-headed members of the party. Mao said unity is paramount within the party and anyone standing in the way to unity will be expelled from the party. More in this report.
Addressing journalists in Kampala, DP's Norbert Mao Alliance will not support any politician who will stand as an independent candidate after losing in the primaries.
That we will do our best to make sure our candidates get the endorsement of TDA, and we don't expect our members to become rebellious. They can rebel if they want and face the sanctions of the party. This term of mine, I'm going to be a very hard disciplinarian. For the first time, you may hear that DP has expelled some members.
Norbert Mao also raised concern over the so-called crime preventers, referring to them as hooligans. Mao warned the youth against dealing with Kakoza Mutale, calling him a witch. Mao urged police to come out openly and recruit people instead of quietly recruiting people in the name of crime preventers.
Because if you want combat, we shall give you combat, if that is what you want. After all, this process is now, the clock is ticking. 6 months, it will be finished.
In a related development, Mao alleges that Tumuhimbise Norman, who disappeared 6 days back, might be hidden somewhere in a safe house. He urges government to release him and resolve the issue in courts of law.
Kanungu District Council is divided over the recent NRM funds being distributed at the village level for NRM conferences by the NRM big wings and the Health State Minister, Dr. Chris Balyomunsi. The district councils in an extraordinary district council meeting on Thursday lost their calm and flares warning NRM leaders who are distributing money to electorates. This, some of the councillors believe, is a methodology by the party to handpick those supporting the Mbabazi candidature. Aaron Stabarka reported from Kanungu.
As much as political controversies have become a common norm in this country, political divisions in Kanungu district are taking real shape since the declaration of intentions by the MP Chinchiz West John Patrick Amama Mbabazi to contest for presidency. District leaders since the start of this year have been summoned to endless State House visits, in addition to President's courtesy visits to the district. The District Council Speaker Charles Peshesa, while deliberating on the key concerns, said the district was currently on the precipice of divisionism along the Mbabazi Museveni supporters after some leaders pointed fingers at each other and Honorable Dr. Chris Balyomunsi for castigating the money distribution.
When I call in a meeting, I say you have money, today you are mine. When I say I don't have money, tomorrow you are not mine.
Some of us, we are also going to be we are not going to keep quiet. We are going to wait back, to respond back. And it is going to be a dangerous situation whereby you come like in myself, come and immobilize. Why immobilize? And it will be too bad, Mr. Speaker.
When you look at the money which they are using to the campaign other people. Because good thing or bad thing, these people who are bringing the money are also standing.
He feels that he can tarnish our name because this is the time for election. If he tarnishes our name, the people will not vote for us. They will say these are people who are eating our money, our cows, our goats, and so on and so forth.
Tempers were high in the district council as councillors failed to reach a consensus about the incoming RDC Harriet Nakamia, who had been transferred from Rukunjiri to Kanungu district, replacing Martin Mugabe. A section of councillors protesting Harriet Nakamia accused her of being anti-development, citing a scenario that is being investigated, claiming she influenced banning of tea shades in Nyachenyi belonging to Professor Kagonyera. The leaders vowed not to allow Kanungu to be used as a dumping ground.
This is the RDC who is anti-development. So we are telling the government that please take the same RDC away from Kanungu, because for us, she has worked with us in a neighboring district. We know what she has been doing there. We are convinced that she will do the same even if we accept her.
Kanungu district has been engaged in numerous similar government projects since 2008, but has seen a government investment of up to 50 billion in tea, coffee, and a Haifa project. Council resolved to have the president intervene to resolve the matters before Wednesday, when the council reconvenes in a committee of the whole council. Distribution of money for NRM conferences at the village level seems to be splitting people and leadership in Kanungu district, with the leadership of the council now calling on President Yoweri Museveni to intervene. And if he doesn't intervene, there will be completely single-handling of who supports who so far in the district. Alan Stabarka, WBS Television in Kanungu.
Speaking of nomination forms of joint candidates who are going to contest on the Democratic Alliance ticket will kick off September 2015. No nomination fee will be paid by candidates aspiring to become flag bearers. The administrative coordinator of the Alliance, retired Bishop Zach Nilinge, however, says all independent candidates will have to pay a fee yet to be revealed. Picking of nomination forms for joint presidential candidates ends on the 5th of September, while other candidates such as MPs, mayors and local council persons will end on the 25th of October. Our reporter Sandra Nachanzi followed the issue and has the details.
With the approval of the TDS Summit, the nomination process for TDA joint candidates, which kicked off August 27, 2015,
TDA is an alliance which is going to take part in the 2016 general elections in February next year. The administrative coordinator of TDA, Zach Nirinjiye, says that the process of picking nomination forms is open for only qualified TDA members. The administrative coordinator of TDA, Zach Nirinjiye, says that the process of picking nomination forms is open for only qualified TDA members.
The nomination process is managed by the members of TDA, signatories to the protocol. The members of TDA are the ones that nominate. And if you have an independent, if you are an independent that seeks to be a joint candidate of TDA, you too must be recommended, endorsed. For president, it's got to be 5 members of TDA endorsing, recommending you, and for other positions, at least 3 members of TDA nominating you. So that is why the process is going to be managed at the offices of the members of TDA.
The alliance is made up of various political parties, pressure groups and citizens such as UPC, DP, KY, PPP, CP, PNU, GEMA and FDC. Nirinjiye says that all TDA presidential candidates will pay no fee of picking the nomination forms, while the independent candidates are going to be charged a fee that will be declared at a later date.
The deadline for nomination for a presidential candidate is the 5th of September. The others, we will go in through October.
As TDA starts its roadmap in preparation for 2016 general elections, there are some political parties that are yet to confirm their allegiance to this alliance. At some point, some were heard threatening to pull out for various political reasons. Sandra Nachanzi, WBS TV in Kampala.
Week in Focus continues shortly. Do stay with us.